What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on Pure Panorama. We are rocking with a new lens on the camera, so you guys are gonna have to let me know what you think about it. It isn't quite as wide as the other lens that I have, but it'll offer some better stuff. Basically, the main thing that you're gonna notice is how the background will kind of soften up and blur out a little bit, and I will stay in focus. So that's going to be the biggest thing, and then it's going to offer me some better low light performance when things are getting a little darker outside and whatnot. We'll still have that good crispy quality video, so that is a good thing. There's still one other lens that I'm thinking about grabbing and picking up that is a wider lens than the other one that I have, so that we can get more of a wider field of view. But I think right now, I think this one will do. But anyways, we got some stuff in store for the old 24 valve. This old girl right here behind me, we got some stuff planned for her this weekend. We are going to be getting the taillights color matched, hopefully trying to get that black plastic trim around those taillights color matched to the rest of the truck. I am going to go ahead and show you here in a second. I finally did wash the old girl. So I did go out and pick up some primer stuff today so that we can prime the trim on these taillights, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. I got one primer and a primer sealer. I also got some different masking tape, some painter's tape, the style that they use in the body shops, not the style that I used previously when we tinted the taillight lenses last week. That stuff was kind of hard to bend and maneuver around, like little curves and corners and stuff. So I got some thinner stuff, the stuff that they use in the actual auto body shops and the paint booths and stuff. So hopefully that will help us out getting this trim color matched to the truck. But I am super pumped. We are going to go over which paint I think matches the truck the best. I went ahead and sprayed both of them on a piece of white PVC pipe. And I chose the white PVC because it's lighter in color, and I felt like it would it would bring out the true color of the paint and let you see it for what it was, rather than spraying it on something that was darker. And I gotta say, the results really aren't that shocking. It's kind of what I expected, but I will say that the result of one of the paints, actually, I didn't think it was gonna be, well, you'll see. We'll show you that here in a little bit. You're gonna have to stick around a little bit and watch a little bit further through the video to see what I'm talking about. So right here, we got a buffer that I brought home. Took this from the job trailer. We do have just like a waffle style pad here for polishing and stuff. It's a little bit dirty, so I need to clean this up tonight and let it dry out for tomorrow. But I also went and got a wool pad here too, so that we can hopefully cut into the paint a little bit more. But my goal and my thought is to go right ahead and basically try and go right around the truck and get it all buffed. But look at how she cleans up pretty good. You guys can't even deny that. She definitely looks pretty decent when she is washed and cleaned up. You can definitely see a shine, even though the paint has stuff on it and it needs to be buffed. I think that when it is buffed, if it already has a shine like this when it's cleaned, I think when it's buffed, it's going to be looking pretty sexy. So that's all the more reason that we need to go and start taking care of this body work, start learning it, getting rid of the little rust areas that we have over this rear wheel well there, and all the other little spots like above this headlight, and right there you can see a little dent that is on the front wheel well right there. So we got to start trying to take care of that stuff and getting it all straightened out, because honestly, I can't even get over how well the truck shines up. And it's like faded and just has crap stuck to the paint that needs to be clay barred off and buffed out of there. And she honestly still has like a very nice shine to it when it's washed and cleaned. So if we walk around here and we take a look at the tailgate from where we took that piece of trim off, that paint is like just spot on. Aside from the dents and everything, that paint is in such good shape because it was covered up for the last 17 years. It's like, I don't know, it's just amazing, man. So smooth and just nice. There's not really anything stuck to it that needs to be like clay barred or anything. So that's what I want to try and restore a little bit, is how the paint looks right here on the lower tailgate. And I think we can honestly I think we can turn the truck around with the buffer and stuff. So we're going to do our due diligence this weekend and go around the truck, which is the main reason that we got it all washed up. Obviously, so we can get a good comparison of the two paints that we got, and we can see the true color of the truck, the true color of the paints next to one another. Also, to get these taillights color matched, as in this black plastic trim right here. I want to get all this right here done and matching the truck, so that the only thing that's black back here is the actual lens of the tail light. So we are going to do that this weekend. Let me show you what I got for that. So the first thing I got was this filler primer, and what this is supposed to do is if there's any like little bumps or anything, like a texture, I guess. So if we look at this trim here on the tail light, it's not smooth. It's almost smooth, but it still has like a very light texture to it, which will probably be hard to show up on camera, but you can kind of see it like right through here. There's a very, very fine texture to it, and what that filler primer is going to do basically is kind of level that off and even it out so that it makes it a little bit smoother, and that's why I went with that filler primer. So we're gonna obviously go over that trim and sand it up, then we're gonna hit it with the filler primer. And then I just got a primer sealer, which will basically, you just spray it over the primer, and what that does is just help the base coat, which would be our color match paint here, the PR4 Flame Red that we had mixed up by Napa. This primer sealer here is just going to help that stay more true and not kind of seep in or sink into the primer. It won't allow the primer to basically rob the color away from that base coat, or at least that's my understanding of how things work. So hopefully that's right or whatever. If I am wrong, somebody feel free to correct me in the comment section. So those are the primers that we got to use on those taillights for color matching them. We also got that polishing compound there so we can get the truck buffed. We already have a rubbing compound, so I wanted to get a polishing compound to use with that waffle pad on the buffer there. Also got some good wax to put on after we get the truck all waxed up. So I think the stages that I'm going to do this in is I'm going to try and get the taillights color matched, get that done first, get those reinstalled, and then we're going to put that wool pad on the buffer, bust out the rubbing compound, and just start hitting the truck like it's our job. Going to go around, get the whole thing done. We are going to spend a little extra time back here on the tailgate to try and get rid of this mark. So we definitely got to try to get rid of that line that was left behind from that piece of trim that we took off the other night. And just keep working our way around. Once we go around with the rubbing compound, get that all taken care of, then we will switch to that waffle pad you see sitting on the ground right there, bust out that polishing compound, and we will go back around the truck once again with the waffle pad and the polishing compound and see if we can't get it shining even nicer than that. I'm only going to want to look at the truck from the driver's side here after we do this buffing and polishing, because unfortunately until I get new doors, the passenger side just really depresses me with how rusted that door is. But we will get that taken care of and we'll get her straightened out. And I have a feeling that once we do all this, we get the paint corrected a little bit, cleaned up, and we get new doors and stuff on the truck, it's definitely going to look like a different truck, and I think my love for it is going to grow even bigger. So, like, picture the Grinch, and you know how he's got that little heart, and then it just grows, and they show it grow until it busts the thing. That's my heart with this truck. I mean, it already started out big, but it's just getting larger and larger and larger, and I'm just falling deeper and deeper in love with this girl. So that's the plan for the weekend. Those are all the goods that I got and brought home for the truck. And honestly, the buffing project, it's gonna take some time. It is gonna be a time-consuming thing. I have to go over this big-ass truck 2 different times with rubbing compound and a polishing compound. That is going to be a time-consuming project. That's almost probably a full day's work in and of itself. Plus, we got to get those taillights color matched too. That's going to be time-consuming also, trying to wait for those coats to dry. So we definitely have some time-consuming projects ahead of us just in these first little projects alone, just to start getting the body turned around on the truck so that we can start getting ready for doing the actual body work and removing the rust and stuff like that. It's going to be a time-consuming thing. We got to just take it and baby steps. But really quick, to end out the video, I do want to show you the differences between the duplicolor color match paint and the paint that I actually had like professionally mixed up by Napa, because there is quite a difference. And one of them, the duplicolor, I'm just going to tell you right now, doesn't match the truck at all. So it's more of a mass-produced paint that they just throw out on the shelves for people to grab and do like small, tiny little touch-ups and stuff. But after what I saw and how different the color is, I wouldn't recommend this paint to anyone. I don't care if you're touching up a spot that is the size of the tip of a pencil. It is not good. It does not match whatsoever. Let's take a look. So there you guys have it, man. The one on the right is the duplicolor. That is it. And you guys can see, well, it's kind of hard probably to see actually and pick it up on camera with the sun kind of disappearing and it's getting dark out right now, but that it just doesn't match up. I'll have to show it to you again when it's a little sunnier out and earlier on in the day, but it is just completely different. So if we switch over here to the paint that was mixed up by Napa, you can definitely see more of a match, and it definitely just blends in better. Like my truck, when it's cleaned up and shining like this, you can see kind of like a reddish orangish color to it. It's not like a deep red. It's more of like a light orangish bright red. And the duplicolor paint, unfortunately, is more like a very deep, just deep, rich looking red, whereas this Napa has more of that orangish color to it. So that is the one that matches the truck, is the one that we had mixed up by Napa. That is the paint code, the PR4 Flame Red, and it has that orangish tint to it, whereas this duplicolor one just, honestly, I don't even know how to describe it, but it just isn't a good match at all. It's not even freaking close, man. And you guys will see once we get it out here in the sun, and you can kind of see it a little bit better. Because right now, me looking through the screen of the camera, it actually doesn't look too far off. Trust me, it definitely is. It is very, very different from the one that we got mixed from Napa. And you can kind of see it a little bit right there. Just the difference. The one from Napa is a little bit lighter. It's not so dark and deep. That's our winner. The Napa paint will be on those taillights hopefully tomorrow. That's gonna just do it for this video, man. I don't even know what I was trying to say with the freaking paint stuff and how the duplicolor is way off. It isn't showing up that well right now because it's getting darker, the sun isn't out, and you just got to take my word for it. I will show you again when we do have more sunlight and you can see it more for what it is. But the freaking paint color is just so far off, it's not even funny. But I thought it would be cool to at least get that can of duplicolor, get a real can mixed up the right way, and compare them to see if they were accurate, if they matched up to one another, how well they matched up to the truck, or if they were just completely different. And the duplicolor is completely different, but the one from Napa matches spot on, and it is gonna look good when we get these taillights color matched. I hope it's gonna look good. And I'm thinking of color matching the door handles too. The mirrors are gonna remain black for right now, like I already stated, but I think I might do the door handles. I don't know about if I'll get to it this weekend or not, but I will get to it and probably do it. But I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. I feel like I'm just talking to talk and I'm just blurting crap out, so I'm just gonna cut it off here because I probably sound like a drunken sailor right now. So hit that like button on your way out if you can. It really helps the channel with growth, getting the videos recommended to new people. If you're stopping in for the first time, you are a new person, hit that subscribe button, join the family, and I will see you tomorrow when we are hopefully spraying this darn truck to color match it and busting out a buffer and just slaving away on it. Peace.